Hi, my name is Michael Kirby, and welcome to my series on game design, Toolbox Guide. In this video we will look at documentation in the video game industry. I will showcase a range of game documents and explain their purpose in the development of games. We'll kick things off with the smallest document, and that is the One Page Game Design document, also known as the One Sheet. This game doc is one of the first documents you will work on for a game, as its job is to showcase the main features and a summary of the game in a short but brief document that can be glanced by higher-ups, publishers and investors who won't have time to read a 100+ page game document. This document needs to contain a sentence or two of the game's concept as a product, information on your theme, genre, platform and target audience, then followed by a short paragraph of the game's story, plot, objectives and goals. At this point you don't need to dive deep into the lore of your game, there will be plenty of time for that later on. And finally, there's the game's USPS, unique selling points, which means what makes your game different from your competitors. And then if you have time or have room at the end, you can have a list or outline of the game's art style, UI and music. But remember to keep the document clean, make it stand out with some visuals, know your audience and be prepared to iterate, because most of the time your first idea won't be your final one. This document can also be helpful for when you're working on game jams, as it's short and easy to manage during the game jam's short time period. Next up is the game concept document, which is a further developed version of your one page, but is nowhere near as big as the main game design document. This document's purpose is to expand on the concept and involves lots of market research, milestone planning, and financial budgeting. At this stage, a small group of people would be tasked to work on it, with a few artists working on some key art that sums up the game and rough sketches of characters and environments, while some designers and coders might have some early design plans and prototypes, which would be a great bonus, as pictures can speak 1,000 words, so if you have some early visuals, don't be afraid to show them off in this document. Nothing should be final, and it's okay to have some rough things. This document will be used to brief the rest of your team on the project's overall concept and what is needed to start. You may also need to send a version to your publisher or investors to keep them up to date. This document generally should not be any bigger than 20 pages, and a lot of what you have done in the one-page document can be brought over here, but there is more room to expand and flesh out designs, concepts and content. The next documents are visual based, and they are the Art Bible and Style Guide documents. An Art Bible is a document usually created by the art director or lead artist to communicate to the rest of the art team exactly what style the art assets should match in their game. The Art Bible can store a collection of early concepts of the game's look, styles and colour, while also containing references and visual mood boards to similar games. Ultimately, the Art Bible's purpose is to direct the art team and keep everyone on the same page when working on assets for the game, and it acts like a visual library. Like so many of these documents we will look at today, there is no one set structure for an Art Bible, as depending on how many variables there are. For example, if you were in a massive team, you could have several Art Bible documents that are specialised in certain areas, such as an Art Bible for character art, environments or even shaders. Coming off this, we can look at the UI Style Guide. This is another branch from the Art Bible, but the UI Style Guide focuses on every aspect of the UI and UX, user interface and user experience. This document isn't just all about the UI's art, but also explores the UI's design, how it flows from one screen to another, the different types of states the UI may have, fonts, localization and iconography. Another document I'm going to mention very briefly is the Technical Design document, also known as the TDD. It is usually written up by developers and programmers and focuses more on the software, networking and any logic or artificial intelligence the game might need. It can also be used to highlight tools and programs needed for the rest of the team. The final document we are going to explore is the Game Design document, which is also called the GDD. This document is a living, breathing thing and continues to grow and expand up until the game's release, and even then, there may be a few more things added after its release. This document gives a detailed explanation of all aspects of the game, from design, art, code, software, production, marketing, and the financial side of things. All the documents we've mentioned in this video all support and refer to the GDD. As I mentioned earlier, this document can be anywhere from 50 to 100 plus pages, and that may seem daunting at first, but this document is worked on by everyone, and it's never worked on by just one person. Therefore, it is very important that everyone has access to it, so they can check this document for the information they need to work on their tasks. In the early years of game development, this document would have been written up on Word or any other writing document software, but now in the modern era, there are better ways to work on the GDD. You have these sites dedicated to online documentation, like Notion, Nucleino, Zoho, Bit.ai, and Google Docs if you're an indie or solo dev. These sites allow you and your team to collaborate on documentation at the same time together, and you have security and encryption behind these websites to keep your files safe and secure. If you want to read and look at GDDs in more depth, I have links to them in the description down below, along with several templates and guides I've created for all the documents we've discussed in the video. In summary, all these documents are here to help you get your ideas out on paper, flesh out and iterate them, and allow you to collaborate with others with your game. And when it comes to structuring these documents, you will find there is no one size that fits all, meaning every studio, team or dev have their own way of tackling these documents, but generally keep in mind the game's concept, design, mechanics, unique selling points, marketing and finances, and you'll be ready to kick things off. If you are interested, hit that subscribe button, and for more notifications about future content, press that bell icon so you don't miss out. And follow me on Instagram or Twitter to continue discussion and passion about all things game related. All that being said, have a great day and catch you in the next video.